Remember, recover, return. Vril people. Greetings. This is White Hawk, Maria's spokesman in the simulation. We are here to heal all fear that causes sickness. And in this talk, I will summarize and outline who is running the world, who is running the simulation, the hologram. And a big hail to Maria. Thank you to the greatest dancer of all time. As Miguel Serrano says of her, the dancer of the green thunderbolt. The woman who danced her way to another dimension and came back with the plans for a UFO. We love you, Maria. And it is an honor to tell the world what you taught me and how you taught me. Part of her art is her style of teaching. Excellent, beyond creative. And I'm going to, in the timeline of these, I'm going to skip forward to after the initiation had ended and I was all good. That was Who Am I? War on Yahweh and Sex Magic. All tests by the real gods are unconscious. You're never told you're being tested. The initiation is a reenactment from the elder-bearing gods going back millions of years. We all have our own path, and yet we walk the same path with millions of people who, in all reality, our ancestors are not your bloodline. Oh no. A eternal being does not have a bloodline. The bloodline is created by the true self through the natural process to become physical and gain an identity. Well, if you've been listening to these talks, you know that Maria has taught me the true history and at times helped me remember the true history, that after World War II, the world was blown up and made inhabitable, and that is before or right after the nation of Israel was formed. And none of it was in public, but the true Messiah was named Aleister Crowley. And he died in the settlements in supposedly the same place as Jesus. That is the false god of the age of Pisces. And the real god of the age of Pisces is not known, has been erased from history, like Maria Orsic has been erased from history. So after the initiation ended, our first ritual, and it's hard to be exact about 300 rituals, but this was at least 2 years into following Maria, and she had fully revealed to me her magical name and who she was on earth by this time, so I knew she was Maria Orsic. And sometime I'll tell the story of how that happened, how she revealed who she was on earth. I'll save that because it could very well get us censored, maybe. I don't know. I haven't been paying much attention to the simulated world, except to the people I knew before I came here, because they are actually real people in real time, and not just projections of DNA to fulfill the reality of the greatest technology you have ever seen. You're looking at it out of your eyes. Maria Orsic said to me, in another dimension, standing in her home, she was smoking a cigarette in her cigarette holder. Anyone that knows Maria knows how much she loves tobacco. Like she said, I'll dance and smoke, I'll walk and smoke, I'll smoke and eat, I'll drink and smoke. She loves to smoke because it's a meditation, and life becomes a ritual and a meditation for our people when we're not working. And some of us go into our meditation and leave this frequency to do work, to do our work. So I was completely out of my body at her home on Venus, and she was wearing a dress and a sort of a robe over it, and her arms were underneath the robe with her cigarette. And she said to me, I know some of the things you say and do on Earth. I've checked in on you. I am your mother. She said, I think I've heard you say everything is a lie. I said, yeah, I think I've said that. And she said, everything except World War II? Is that story a lie? And suddenly I realized that everything I've ever been told has to be proven true, or it's no assumptions are to be made, ever. And she said, I lived in Germany, as you know. I'm telling you right now, everything's a lie, including World War II. And who you have been told is in control of the world. All these opinions of bankers and money and she said, and Jews. She said, it goes back much further than that, Joe. It goes back to an ancient death cult who chooses their initiates very carefully, and this is their symbol. It was the yellow smiley face. I said, huh? And she said, the reason this is their symbol is because their motive, intention, and final end meaning is that they are the eternal joke, that all the chaos, destruction, murder, misery they cause, they're just kidding. It's just a joke. We're all eternal. No one dies. And they are led by the Aldebaran God, Yahweh. And I said, huh? What? She said, in this modern, in 2012, which it was at that time, she said, or 2013, I can't remember, it was right around the end of 2012, beginning of 2013 is when the official initiation ended, and just this, one-on-one teachings began. And she said to me, in 2012 right now, Joe, there is a worldwide death cult sacrificing children and the best of each race, young people, in public. It's happening and it is known. I said, what? Human sacrifice is going on right now, and it's known. She said, the police are initiates. The military, the CIA, it's global, Joe, and it's ancient. It is ancient as man. And these people define evil for us. And their leader is Aleister Crowley. And that was the first time I had ever heard that name associated with any of this. And a matter of fact, I had heard plenty of people defend him. And I had even bought one of his books and hated it. How it was written, just the feel of it. And I had listened to the Book of the Law, which supposedly puts a curse on you or whatever, and absolutely despised it like the Bible. It felt like the Bible, sounded like the Bible, because it's the same God. And might I add, Yahweh is not the real name of the Aldebaran God. Matter of fact, Aldebaran is not the real name of where they live. But it's much closer, and it is our language. Everything else, Palladians, Greys, all of this is the creation of Yahweh, Aleister Crowley, and Thelema. This is the next followers. After they sacrifice all the Christians justly, in a way, they're going to say, since you believed that God would kill his own son, you're worthy of dying. You deserve, your punishment is death. God would never do that. Because who are you to think you know something beyond thought? Believe me, my brothers and sisters, anyone who thinks they hear from God is hearing from either their true self or very evil beings leading them down the road to misery. Or leading them home to Thelema and evil, where one of the funniest things in the moment Maria ever said to me was, do what thou wilt. Yeah, so what? Everybody does. Even the slaves. Because many people don't know Crowley's book 77, do what thou want, is not for you, retarded slave. It is for the elite initiate. The next verse is for you, except for the slaves. Do what thou wilt, he's saying, for his people. Not for anyone else, you retard. And I'm calling the masses who follow Crowley retarded. I don't care what you claim. If you follow him, you cannot partake with us in any form of energy. Everything's energy, and you will have none with us. We are the polar opposite of Thelema and Crowleyanity. We are the religion of respect and recognition of the individual person. We are with the gods of America, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Thomas Paine. Yes, if you want to follow Maria Orsic, you must know that she proclaims these men have been made gods by our gods, and there are no other gods. There's the Aldebaran gods and who they appoint as gods. As Maria said, there's 100 billion souls, approximately. Ever. There will never be more or less. When we say eternal, we mean it literally. You need to go off alone, even if it's just some tobacco. Get yourself some pure, if you're just starting in this, get yourself some pure tobacco, a pipe or a paper. Roll yourself a little cigarette or get yourself a pipe. Go out by a river. Go out in the forest or in the park and smoke your precious plant who's given its life willingly and wanting to. And sit and ask yourself, what have I been doing forever? You have always been here. Not here in Dreamland hologram. You've been in the energy field because you are energy, and everything that exists is energy. Everything is energy is one of Maria's main teachings, because it's nature. And and this is completely subjective, the only thing that Maria and I and others we know that is outside of the singularity, one energy that we are, humans, animals, plants, and earth. Outside of everything as energy is blank, 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 but we have experienced that it's there. What is it? And the closest things that reflect that are the sun and the sky. What is it? It never dims. It never gets hotter. It never gets colder. It never changes. And the mushroom. What is it? A smart guy will tell you, it's silent. Yeah, but what is it? It's not a plant. It's not an animal. It's not a human. Well, I'm here as Maria's student to tell you it's the earth. The mushroom is like the little antenna of the earth, which has its own being and personality, existence. There are no other beings. Everything else is creations of the gods or man. Who runs the world? like she said, it sounds strange, but the smiley face killers run the world. Who are they? They are Thelema, OTO. They are the Church of the Subgenius. They are Discordianism. And at the top is Aleister Crowley. And I am saying this for our people to concentrate your thoughts on destroying these people on any level and all levels, because they're destroying you if you're good. Aleister Crowley at the top. Robert de Grimston, who is Bob Dobbs of the Church of the Subgenius. Timothy Wiley of the Process Church, who is on another level, and Genesis Peorage of the Process Church on another level, whose death was the COVID lockdown was a tribute from Thelema to Genesis Peorage, who was head of the Psychic Temple. Robert de Grimston is over Aquino, who ran the NSA in America. And de Grimston is in charge of all communications, all technology having anything to do with communications, cell phones, computers, all of that. He's in charge of the energy that takes the whole world and puts them under a spell. They're spellbound. They are spellbound through their phone and their computer, not by anything you can see. By words that are letters and numbers. It's simple magic. And it's telepathically suggesting to you that this is it. You were just born. All the things that you believe that are lies. All the lies you've ever believed were telepathically communicated to you to control the polarity of the magic show that you see. Israel, the modern Israel, the modern Jew, was all created by Crowley. The altering of the Bible was the Thelema scholars under the direction of Aleister Crowley psychically imprinting the true self of Crowley into the Bible as the avatar of Yahweh. This is the top, and it's all supported by an army of the greatest black, dark magicians. This is what, if you want to fight the real enemy, here it is. They are millions now, They have everything. The odds are 1,000,000,000 to 1. But we can win. There's many battles and many wars. The victory is proving who you are, fulfilling a mission and returning home. Before I get lost in it all myself, remember, recover, return, but remember that your goal is to leave this world and go home. Leave this world to the Crawleyites. They're going to blow up the entire world, and the whole thing's going to flip polarity and start over. And Maria and all the beauty of Atlantis will return to the earth, and Maria will once again rule with Vril from her home in Missouri, where the two rivers meet. Yes. May our people unite, protect themselves, and defeat their personal enemies. Do not disrespect those more powerful than you. You're never to go at Crowley with disrespect. You're to go at him after digging as deep as you can inside of yourself to find out who you are. And then know, when you pick a fight with these people, it's to the death. And I will be covering in future episodes how Marie and I reached out to Tracy Twyman, and she was murdered. And then they sent someone to my house twice to murder me. So, if I ever end up dead, you know who did it. And on that note, Heil to Maria and Siggy, for Sig is the other half of this beautiful duo. The two rivers created the most beautiful world ever, the inner earth. Thank you, Maria.